The journey from New York to Washington, D.C., the capital city of the United States, was by bus. Reservations were made at Peter Pan ticketing office in New York City ahead of the trip. The manner IEC students comported themselves throughout the trip attracted the driver's attention and made her to give high commendation of the students' conduct. During the journey, she took pictures and promised to visit IEC when she visits Nigeria next year.
So well behaved, so well mannered, so well spoken. You know, that's an attribute to everyone. Your parents, the school, their teachers, everything speaks to all the elders in these young people's lives. You know, and it's a pleasure, it's a privilege and a pleasure to deal with these young adults on this level. I've been doing this job, I've been operating motor coach for 30 years. Almost 30 years.
Wow.
And I have dealt with a lot of young people that are nowhere close to the level that these young people are on.
The students later left the Union Station in Washington, D.C. for Capitol Hill Hotel to check into their hotel rooms.
Before we get to that question,
it was time to ride round town using the Old Town Trolley tours, with a stopover at White House, the official residence and office of the President of the United States. Other places visited were Lincoln Memorial, an American national memorial built to honor the 16th President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, which was dedicated in May 1922. It has been a symbolic center focused on race relations since 1930s and has been the site of many famous speeches, including Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, delivered on August 28, 1963. From the Lincoln Memorial, the students strolled to the Atlantic waterfalls to enjoy the fun and beauty of the waterfalls. The students' tour of Capitol Hill, National Air and Space Museum, and cruise to Georgetown was particularly educative. The Capitol Hill is the seat of the U.S. Congress, home to United States Senate and House of Representatives and the Supreme Court, and has been the home of the U.S. Congress since 1800. The next port of call by the students was the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C., established in 1946. It is the 5th most visited museum in the world. The museum is a center for research into the history and science of aviation and space flight, as well as planetary science and terrestrial geology and geophysics. During the guided tour, students were shown several relics, monuments, space vehicles used in the past for space exploration, the most prominent being Apollo 11. The students also had the privilege of enjoying the Potomac water taxi named Lady Josephine for a cruise to the island. At the end of the day, the students were taken to Walnut for shopping before returning to the Capitol Hill Hotel in Washington, D.C. in readiness for another trip back to New York City. Pius Nsogho reporting.